Mariana, muy bien, tú. Oh my, there's an annoying fly. Oh my god. But really annoying. Hey, Parvati. Oh my god. Wait, guys, I have to see if I get rid of this fly of here because she's like flying all over me. Oh, I cannot catch a break. I think she left. I think it's left. Okay, guys. I have a very long list of SM artists to do today, so I better start. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 11 people. Oh my god, it's so many. It's so many. So I will have to give like a very brief introduction to somehow ask you guys how you be doing and a little bit of, yes, it's a very long list. I'm thinking we could start with ladies first. I have a two. No, I have a red velvet Soji and of Girl Generation Sooyoung. Yeah, these two of SM artists. So I think that we better start with the ladies, and then I can move on to the guys. The NCT, most of them NCT members, NCT Dream member, then TBXQ member, and then former TBXQ member, Jaehyun. So it's a lot, a lot, a lot. Hello, Fluffy. Okay, let's start with Red Velvet Soji. Let's see what the cards have to say for her. I'm going to pull 5 cards only. She has 10 of Swords, Queen of Swords, this is very Aquarius of her. Six of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles. So I think that for Soji, there's she's slowly like somehow getting rid of her old self. Like there's a sense of like, okay, probably she went through a lot of hardships in the past, a lot of things that she had to like to put an end to things. And I think that it's deep. It's not only about others. I think that it has to do with um hey Gabby, no, we just started. I'm reading for the SM artist. I started with the Lady Solji of Red Velvet. So I think that definitely she's becoming like mentally stronger. Like probably in the past she felt a bit like not so well mentally. I don't know much about Solji. Definitely she has like queen material. Like she definitely is like, once she puts her mind in the right state, she is a winner. She is like a very high achiever. Definitely like very successful person. But I think that probably in the past, since she has the first card that is the Ten of Swords, there's this sense of having to win some battles, or having to, you know, she went through a lot mentally. I don't know about her, but I don't know if she had been stressed, if she went through some kind of loss. But it seems like she battled a lot with a lot of things mentally. But she is here represented by this Queen of Swords, like looking at the path ahead and looking at the options. And actually, the what is ahead for her is, hello, Natasha. Thank you for your drawing. I will going to publish it today. I'm so excited. I got her drawing, her portrait of me. It was so beautiful, guys. I'm going to show you then what she drew of me. It's gorgeous, beautiful. So I think that for Sochi, this year is going to be very successful. She's having this sort of like awakening where she's letting go of past deceptions or past heartaches, I would say. So she's focusing a lot on career. And I definitely believe that career wise, because this is what I'm getting for her. I'm not getting emotional cards, nothing that has to do with other aspects. But I believe that she's going to experience success in her career, and also she's going to have this very stable sense of accomplishment. So I don't know if maybe she's going to be receiving awards, or she's going to be involved in a lot of projects that are going to be a hit or are going to be a success. So definitely I see this, and I'm really happy for her, because I think that there were moments where she felt like she wasn't good enough, and I think that, her starting with this Ten of Swords is also this atmosphere of feeling like everything is useless, like really not being able to see the whole picture, to be able to recognize yourself. It's like when you look at yourself and in the mirror, and you're like, oh, like I'm looking at the mirror reflection, but I don't know who I am. So she went through a lot of like mentally she struggled a lot. I don't know why, I don't know, but I think that now she's looking ahead and she's feeling a bit more relief, and also a bit like more like feeling a bit more proud. I think that she definitely needed to connect with the joy of feeling artistic, feeling inspired, but definitely there was something in her mind bothering her for quite a while. And she was able to get out of that state, thankfully, to her work, putting her mind into her work. Like, okay, I cannot control all the aspects of my life, but in this sense, I can control this, I can make it better. Like, I don't know if maybe in the past somehow she was made, she felt like she wasn't good enough. And this is like so sad, because she's actually very talented. But maybe there were moments where she felt like, like she wasn't having the results that she wanted. So now she's of her, because you're going to see her and you're going to see her succeed. And you're also going to see her like pretty regularly. It's not like she's going to release something and then she's going to disappear. No, actually she's going to be, and even in her behavior, in her interaction, you're going to sense that she is much more stable than prior years. Okay, let's move on to Girls' Generation Soyoung. Soyoung. Seoyoung. For Girls' Generation Soyoung, she has the Eight of Wands, again Six of Pentacles, the Star, and the Judgment card. So, yeah, I think that is Girl Generation having a comeback. Because definitely I sense like also another success for this female, like a change in her luck, in the sense that there's going to be a shift in her reality. Probably she didn't have much activities, and all of the sudden an opportunity is going to come. But this opportunity could also be for herself, like individually, not associated to the group, because she has the Star card, and the Star card is also a very Aquarius card. So I think that it's the possibility for her to actually have a moment of shining, actually to be able to shine. And I sense that there's a lot of things moving in her life, a lot of news, a lot of novelty. So probably she's practicing. She is practicing, definitely. And they are working really hard. If they are working on a comeback, definitely I can see the efforts here. And the potential to shine, I think that, since I'm reading just for her, it's is for the whole group, because the group actually does very well and has a long trajectory. But at the same time, it could talk to me about, her, also her star quality, or herself actually feeling very lucky to have these moments where she feels like a star, where she feels recognized, where she feels valued somehow. But then we have the Judgment card. So, probably if this has to do with the group, it can be that, yes, if they have a comeback, it's going to be successful, it's going to be very star quality, it's going to be very shining, very pretty, very luminous, very like lucky also. But the Judgment card is like a calling to action, and not a calling to action, and more of calling to reflection. So somehow among all this happiness and success available, there could be an instance of getting some kind of judgment or having a judgment moment. It's that moment where you have to face yourself. So maybe for her it's going to be, yes, for in one hand it's going to be very a very like happy moment, very like, because I sense that her energy is very out, it's very like, like amazing, like really high vibration, very, very cheerful, very like funny, laughing, like really moving and exercising your creativity and being praised by it. But then we have the judgment. So the judgment is like, you do have some issues pendant here, so pay attention because they are going to show up at the end. So probably it's like, okay, you can be successful, you can have your moment of shining, but it could be potentially like a wake-up call for you to also like look at the other sides of your life that you probably are like not paying attention, or little details in your life that you're like, oh, that's the past, and it could come back, something like that. She recently won an award for her acting. Oh, yes, definitely. Hola, Miss Chubia. Definitely, I sense that here with the star card, she's very popular. It seems like this is her year, and she has the star and the success. So she's probably is going to keep having more promotions, like being very praised. She definitely has charisma. She has it. She has it. But I think that with next to the card of the judgment next to it, I think like it's like, look yourself very well at the mirror. Like, yeah, I pull a card to I'm not going to show you this card because this card is awful. Is the Nine of Swords. It's awful, this card, because it shows an animal, and no, and it shows about maybe herself having some regrets about something, or actually, like being reminded of past situations that she wishes she could erase from her memory or her life. And they keep coming back to somehow ruin the moment. It's like that excessive overthinking. The judgment card here is represented, by this man. That actually, I look at it and I'm like, this is Mads Mikkelsen. He looks like Mads Mikkelsen, the actor of the series Cannibal. It looks like him. It looks like him. And you see how this person is looking at his reflection in the mirror, and the mirror is cracked. So this is like the energy of the judgment. Like, face yourself. Yes, you are born. You are a star. You are a star. There's no question about it. You are a star. But like, take a very closer look at yourself, because some things from the past can be requiring your attention. In these moments of a lot of bliss and a lot of like, lucky and feeling very great and feeling like, everything is doing well, something could come back to haunt you. Yes, he does. It does. So, yes, she's beautiful. Yes, I love Mads Mikkelsen. This is them. Oh, it's not I always say that it's the elemental. It's how is it called? Is the in the name of the tarot deck, the word elements, or elemental is on it. But I think that is called New Era Elements Tarot. It's not just elemental. It's at the beginning. It's New Era. New Era Elements Tarot or Elemental Tarot, but it's New Era. I always confuse it. I confuse the name. Hey Samara, I believe it's the New Era Elements Elemental Tarot. So yes, that's for Leo. Um, so yes, these are the two females I have so far. So let's begin with the guys. Let's begin with Jisung. Let's begin with NCT. And let's begin with the Magne Jisung. Yes, yes. Even looking at this guy's face on the card you were just showing, it seems like drawn from real life. Yes, it's just that the people, the characters of the court, actually they are like people. Look, this is the Queen of Cups, and each suit is represented by a race, so it's beautiful. This is Mother of Water is called. This is Daughter of Water. This is Father of Earth. The air element is represented by Asian people. The fire element is represented by African people. The wait, that I have to. The water by indigenous people. The water element. And see, indigenous people. And the earth element is represented is represented by white people. I'm just looking for a white person here. White people. Look at this guy, this Page of Swords. It's like a picture. It's like a picture. It's very well done. And the cards, the colors of the card are like this, are very like earth. That's why I bought it, because it does remind me of the earth element. Very like brownish, kinda. Oh, really? I have a tarot deck that's similar, but with Asian civilization. Asian China, Asian Egypt, except... Oh. Um, they are very beautiful, yes. Is Yes, I think it's very similar to the one I have, actually. Probably it's this one, Fluffy. Probably it's this one. Because, yes, it's like instead of queen, you have mother. Instead of like page, you have daughter. I thought you were mentioning that you have because this is also based on the TOS system. So this is why you have like instead of having like page and knight, you have like son, daughter, or prince and princess. Yeah, it's a whole a whole discovery. Yeah, so I'm going to pull cards for him for the Magna of NCT. Jisung, is he a minor? Jisung? How old is he now? Ah, okay. 20, okay. No, it's just that he looks so young that, okay. Hmm. He had the 10 of Wands, Page of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 5 of Swords. Hey! Hey, Subtraman. Um, I think I'm not sure, Fluffy. Like, I'm sure that they could put it could potentially be like younger members. I believe there's someone that in a show that they refer to him as Hyung. So probably there's like in the rookies there's some that are younger than him. But for now, in the NCT unit, he's still the magnet. For now, until new faces debut. Um, but yes, because I did see someone greeting him and calling him a hyung. So definitely there could potentially be like a younger. But for now, he is a baby for now. And I believe that he will always be, despite of having other, because he had been like very young. He had been there since, since NCT has been around. Like even though, you know, he is like the baby. I remember seeing like videos of him. Um, yes, one of the new rookies is younger than Hisung. Yes, yes, Shotaro. Yes. Okay, let's begin. For Hisung, we started with the Nine of Wands. That the Nine of Wands. Look at this poor tiger. This is the card of oppression, by the way. So definitely, I think that what is telling me about Jisung is that he feels a bit like oppressed by everything. Probably he's put in a dungeon too much. Um, but I think that it has to do with him that he's actually getting a bit more like he understands that he is a sort of like he's still learning. He's in the process of maturing. And he's also very hardworking because he has the Page of Pentacles. So even though there's like a sense of feeling oppressed, to stop. But definitely he has this very not very flexible vision of pushing himself to the limit to be perfect, or somehow knowing that he has to be better and better and better. And somehow with the Five of Swords, some things could come up for him that could ruin that process to get to that level of perfection that he wants. Like something could happen. I think that this guy is very prone, like unfortunately, like yeah, I feel a bit sad for him. But I feel that probably he seems to be caught in situations where he cannot like explode or show his whole potential because something happens to him. He has an accident or he hurts himself or he's involved in something that somehow doesn't allow him or just stops him from unleashing his full potential. And I think that this is what makes him feel oppressed. It's not that he doesn't have opportunities. It's just that when he's like, for example, I don't know, he's offered to, okay, this is the comeback. Okay, great, I'm going to be in this comeback, but something happens. Something happens and he cannot participate. But he has this. I put an extra card and he got the six of pentacles. So somehow it's like he is going to be alright. It's just that there's this feeling of failure. He somehow feels like he's behind the others because it seems like he's not been able to participate or to do the whole process like the others. I don't know if he was like, I don't know, pushed to a side for a while. I don't know. But it seems like this is how there's a lot of frustration coming from him. He's like, oh, I should be in this level already of perfection, and somehow I'm not there, and I'm angry at myself because like I know I can do it, but always something happens. And probably I think that it's his own fear. He's a guy that has a lot of unconscious fears. He does fear a lot. So it seems like, those self-made prophecies, somehow the more negative he gets, the more likely it could be that these things could come true. So he has to somehow learn to exercise like a healthier mindset, because if he gets obsessed with the small details or with the unfortunate things that can happen or mistakes or things like that, if he gets stuck in that energy, he gets like swallowed by that energy and he cannot get out, and this stresses him. So, and probably it's not that big of a deal. So he will is part of his process of maturing, but he feels like he is in a cage, in the cage of his mind. Or probably he's a guy that also he thinks that maybe others ruin things for him instead of helping him out. But there's just that he feels inferior in some aspects, or he thinks that maybe people like don't help him enough, or that they just don't. There's no much supporters of him. It's like, okay, yes, you're very young, like somehow like underestimating him, and he feels a bit tired of that. He doesn't want to be underestimated anymore. I heard that one of upcoming members to debut in NCT Soft is like 25-year-old and people were hating him and calling. Oh no, yes, the Japanese one, yes. I believe he's 1 year older than Yuta. Yes, poor guy. Yes, I saw a documentary about him expressing that. Poor guy. He was, I believe, in another group in Japan. He debuted with another group in Japan, but unfortunately that group didn't make it. He was in another company in the past in Japan, and he just didn't make it. So, the debut wasn't that successful. He was kind of a sparse and awkward, but I think because of his name, because he has matured since I saw him at age 16. It will surprises me that his beautiful singing voice is so deep. They highly do, because they really don't be paying him any attention. Yes, it's like having that like the younger brother, and you like always being like, okay, go play. Yes, go over there, like move, go there, go eat something, like, but go. Like here we are talking, here the adults are talking, the seniors are talking, the experienced ones are talking, the stars are talking, so he always feels like there's no room for him to raise his hand and be like, hello, I'm also part of the group, can I contribute with something? he definitely has potential. It's just that there's they cut him, yes. Oh yes, yes. Maybe that's the problem, and that's why he feels a bit like trapped. Like what can I do? Because, and also he could like because he doesn't want to be disrespectful. He has fear of authority. So he's like, if I get upset, it's worse. But he could have like anger issues because of this. Because of all the frustration that is built inside of him. Yeah. But he will overcome it. He will overcome it because he has the six of. It's just that it's part of his process. He has to endure it. There's no other way. His time will come. Yes, in the dungeon. Yes, that's why I was telling about the anger issues. I definitely see that he could like get a bit upset on camera and actually like people like getting that and being like offended by that and being like, oh, how come he is like, he looks upset, why is he like this with his youngs, they try to help him and he's like this because he is very reactive. It's just that he tries to hold his reactionary part, but it's just he feels very a heavy like I would say burden, but it's like someone's feet on him, someone's foot stepping on him. That's how he feels, like he doesn't feel free. He doesn't feel like, oh, I'm happy because, I have all this to look forward to, all this to experience because I'm young or because I'm the youngest. No, he's like, caged somehow. Like he doesn't get upset on camera, but he's very like suppressed, and now it all makes sense. Yes, he's very suppressed. Yes, but I think that in his case, probably I don't haven't observed him much, but probably he can have these sort of like gestures with his face that if some crazy fan or some of those that do these edits about zooming in on his face, they could actually like find something and be like, oh, look the way he's staring at his members, like look, he's so ungrateful, look, like accusing him of being disrespectful, of actually not like but he's very oppressed. He's a guy that is very oppressed. He's patient. The good thing is that he's patient. He knows he has to work hard. He knows that these things are not going to come for granted for him. He knows he has to keep working. He has to keep practicing. That the process is going to be slow. He knows it, and he's like, okay, like I hate it here, but and he could potentially feel like a few times betrayed by others, like some people. That's why when I say every time he could potentially have a very successful comeback when it comes to having like I don't know, more screen time or like actually a very important part of a song, somehow something happens and it's given to someone else. So if he feels defeated, it's because there's manipulation and favoritism, of course. He does not get the freedom to give opinions. Yeah, and probably when he wants to speak out loud, probably he sounds very awkward because he doesn't have that practice of like speaking his mind. Actually, maybe if you give him the chance, he could actually be very intelligent. Oh, he's an Aquarius, but actually being a very mindful person. It's just that he's all the time hush, like no, 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 it's not your moment. No, 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 let the others talk. The one thing I notice about him is that he's very shaky. As in, he's afraid of loud noises, yes. Yes, so much with both those toxic fans out of the fan. Yeah, and since he got the card of oppression as the first card, and it's like a tiger in a cage. So definitely, probably a lot of people yell at him. A lot of people like oppress him, like yell at him, like tell him don't do this, like, but in a very bad way. Like actually like shouting him. Like this is why he's so shaky, because there's something in there. Obviously, he's very impressionable because of the because he's a very tall guy actually. And he's growing, but his mindset is still on alert. And if someone is on alert, it's because they went through something. Yeah. Yeah, this is why I mentioned at the beginning about his negative thinking. If he keeps like feeding that negative thinking or negative impression about what's going on, he could potentially like damage himself, and damage his mindset more than, being able to enjoy what he has, because unfortunately he just has to go with the flow. There's no other option. It's not his time. He has to wait. This is the reality. Just like a lot of other guys of his age are waiting in line to debut, or are waiting to have their moment, or are waiting to have more lines, or are waiting to have, more screen time. This is the system. This is where he is, and yes, they're going to pull him out when they need him, because this is what the company does. When they need him, when they need some distraction, they are going to pull him out. When they run out of members, they're going to be like, oh, yes, you were here, you go on stage. Okay, let's move on with the NCT members. We have Doyoung, Johnny, Jaehyun, Jungwoo. Let's start with Doyoung. They look so happy, Latin America guys. I'm so like, they didn't come to my country, but I'm so happy for them. Like, I'm so happy for them. They look so happy. Yes. They look like they're out of prison for parole. Yes. And I was like, oh, I hope they let them they're going to get tanned. Like, I'm sorry for their the people, the stylists that they probably would go crazy, because they would be like, oh, these guys are too much exposure on the sun. But we are in summer here, so they are going to get tanned. They are going to enjoy the sun. Let them enjoy the sun. Stop it with. Yes, yes, hope, me too. I'm so happy for them. Like, I'm glad that they were able to enjoy, and also like to differentiate that we in Latin America, we, like in other parts of the world, we are not like the most like technologically advanced, or modern kind of cities, but we do have a soul, and everything that we had built in our lands is has a soul. It has a purpose. We have a soul. We are very like a, all we have is our ability to enjoy ourselves, to laugh, to dance, to be loud, to be outgoing. That's all we have, because in moments of necessity, your humor and your possibility to smile and to laugh, it's the only thing that you have left. You know, we went through a lot of things in my country. We have a lot of dictators. We had like a lot of also very oppressive times. um, Latin America goes through moments of a lot of oppression. So I think that we have a way to somehow try to get away from that, and we just want to have fun and just laugh and, you know, just enjoy the moment, enjoy and share what you have with others. You know, share what you have. You have a plant in your house, you have vegetable, you have a cow, you have meat. I know there are people that don't eat meat. I know they're vegetarian. I know this, but we have the land. So if we can grow something out of the land and we can share it with you, we are going to share it and we are going to make a party of that. That's why we also love so much food, because we are like, okay, we are blessed that the earth here it's abundant. You know, it's not to show off, it's more to tell you that yes, we do not have many, like, you know, like advanced technologies, but we have soil, we have, you know, the possibility to grow something. They could need a bit of sunlight, to be honest. Yes, they look like vampires. Thank you, Fluffy. Barbecue, yes. Yeah. I'm just happy that they are able to experience that, you know, the Latin sentiment, you know, that how we are able to create that atmosphere of celebration with nothing, you know, with nothing, with just, you know, a couple of beers, and everything is a party for us, you know. And we do not understand your language, but if I laugh and you laugh and we laugh together, we are getting each other. We are getting each other. My cousin has a girlfriend from Argentina. He traveled there with her, and he said that compared to France, where we come from, people were so positive and welcoming. Oh yes, we welcome everyone, like really. Um, that's one of the things that I'm very grateful about the way I was raised. You know, because I have that mentality, and we all have that mentality. What maybe we could say about, you know, about ourselves is that maybe sometimes we are like too curious, like probably we don't know the protocols of people that probably, in the case, for example, in the case of Asians, you know, that Asians are a bit more shy, you know, they are a bit more reserved, and, you know, we are like a bit like too much sometimes, or maybe we I don't know, we just want to make a connection right away. So we say hi to people like hola, but very close to you, and we smile and we look at you in the eye, you know. So we are very, you know, like expressive people, and maybe for them that's too much, you know. So when I was seeing that they were having fun in that cafe while they were like playing games, you know, and I was like so happy that they were able to do that. And that, yeah, there was, and also there was someone recording, and actually that someone wasn't a fan, that this was probably, it was one of the staff that was recording also that moment, and that it was published. And yes, that is public, that video is public. Yes, your favorites are laughing, they are playing games, drinking, and just laughing. You know, there's nothing like forbidden here. It's just people hanging out, you know? In France, people always complain for no reason. Oh, but here we have complainers as well. And it's just that, you know, we all have our moments where we complain. We all have our moments. And one thing that I learned as I grew older is that complaining is useless and also is contagious. Is contagious. So maybe you are not complaining, but you hear someone complaining about something, and you get attached to that feeling, and then that's it. The moment is ruined. That's it. You are not able to see the possibilities. And this is not about to be like toxic positivity, like too positive, but it's much more like, come on guys, we are reading, we are alive, we went through a pandemic that took a lot of lives. That that stupid thing that was in the 2020s, it took a lot of lives. So let's pray that we are still breathing, that we are still here. Or if yeah, one of the things that I was like, because you know um, I know that Asian people, as in our perspective, had always been that you will recognize Asian people because they used to travel overseas with all these equipments, with all these cameras, and now we all do it like in all parts of the world. But when I see idols traveling with those cameras, with all those things, yesterday I was telling my friend that my army friend, that she is from Mexico, and I was freaking out with her because I was looking at the pictures of Utah, and I was like, oh, I was talking to my friend. I was like, do you know that place? What that place is? And she was like, oh, is this museum? Or is this a street? Oh, I know this place. I have been there. And I was like, oh my God, like I was freaking out. And also like enjoying the experience of like having my friend that knows where these places are. And I was like, you know what? The one thing that I'm very worried about them is about that tendency to be always recording with the camera in their hands. Like, I wouldn't want them to come here to Argentina and do this, because we even have we even like on the train we get our cell phones stolen if we have them at hand. So I wouldn't want my biases to go through that moment of encountering a thief. But it's Latin America. It's Latin America. Anything can happen. So I was like, please put those cameras away. Please put these cameras away. Because it's like everything is pretty, guys. And also what I was laughing so much. And I was like, yes, see? Yes, one of the stuff mobile got stolen in Colombia. They took a lot of pics. Yes. This is the reality, guys. We love the guys. We want to see them. We see that they enjoy yourself, but at the same time, let's not forget that Latin America is there are just like in any part of the world. But from my experience, like I would watch out, just in case. I would watch out because I live here, so I know. Yes, yes. Yes, tercermundista, first world situations. Yes, exactly, exactly. And I wouldn't want them to go through that, because it's unfortunate. It shouldn't happen, but it happens, and I wouldn't want them to go through that. I would feel very like not only sad, but I feel a bit embarrassed. Like why did they have to go through that? But it's the reality. It cannot be helped. It doesn't matter. I mean, at least if you are surrounded by a lot of bodyguards, which they didn't have, but oh well. Um, a homeless man approached one of the members. This happens in my country too, so not surprised. Yes, that too. But I'm just happy, and you know that they are enjoying also summer. That we have very beautiful days and great weather. So from the coldness of Korea, Um, okay, I'm going to pull cards for the young because I'm going to start because this is going to take forever. The young. Okay. The young has King of Cups, Temperance. Look at this beautiful is this card of the Temperance. Seven of Pentacles. And Queen of Swords. Oh, really? Oh. Is he talking to someone? Like a female? Because he comes here represented. Yes, we should do a live for Samara's birthday. He's thinking about someone. He's thinking about someone that actually things didn't end very well. Because he's represented here by the energy of water. He's represented by this King of Cups and the Temperance. So him trying to also heal something that didn't have like a result, like something that he thought that it would be something, but actually this person is very cold towards him. This queen of swords, she's very cold towards him. I see him like trying to fix some errors, like probably also he's healing, because he has the Temperance. So probably this relationship didn't work, but he still thinks about her. But he's healing, he's in Latin America. So, we have like a lot of opportunities. Like he needs to go to a place that is near to a river or just, be in the water. He needs to be in contact with water to heal. And he feels very regret about things that didn't work. Probably because he really liked this person because she's here. So definitely he still is like heartbroken about it. And I pulled an extra card for her, for the Queen of Swords, and she got the Three of Pentacles. So definitely this is someone from work. This is a female from work. This could be a colleague. I believe she's older. She's older than him. But this could be someone that works at the company, I wouldn't say she's an idol like him. Probably she's much more into business, a bit more like detached. Because actually I don't see her like much, like I even don't see that she has charisma, to be honest. Like that's why I don't get the feeling that she's part of the entertainment industry. That I don't see her like an idol. I see her more like a business person. And here with the Three of Pentacles, it seems like she's asking him to put more effort in the relationship. Like, okay, you want to win me over again? You have to put effort. You have to put effort. But somehow she makes him feel like he doesn't do anything right. And he feels a bit sorry for that. He has very low self-esteem, this guy, Doyan. He's a bit, because he's emotional, like he definitely once he he feels down. He feels really down. Like he feels really sorry for himself, and he gets a bit paranoid. And this is why I'm happy that he's healing, because he has the temperance. So he's healing from thinking, I don't know who made him, probably this person, made him feel like he's a failure. Like, maybe literally she told him that he's no good. Like, you're not a good material boyfriend. I don't know. Like, or I don't know. Maybe she told him like you suck at relationships or something. Because she's the Queen of Swords, so definitely like I would expect her to say something very sharp. Like really like being very like very very sharp with him. So and him being the emotional sensitive guy that he is, he's like heartbroken by those words. Oh. Yeah, like being like, oh, like you cannot do anything right, and him feeling very like offended, like, oh my god, she told me that I'm a failure and now I'm believing it. um, yeah, I don't know, Parvati, if it's a girlfriend. I think that it's like, I think that the one that has the power here is her. She has the power. She has probably a bit more experience than him. So, and she's also very good with communication. But I think that she definitely makes him feel like, oh, you don't know anything. Like really, like, and I think that I don't think that she said it like to hurt him, but probably she's like comparing him to her other experiences and him feeling very bad about himself. Poor guy. Poor guy. These Aquarius men and older women, but I'm not one to talk. Oh, really? Low self-esteem? Poor guy. I haven't seen that much content, but in fact, him intriguing. Yes, he has low self-esteem. Diane appears in Masters of the House, and he kept denying when asked about relationship. Yeah. Yes, it's more of a crush. Yes, it's more of a crush, but yeah, yeah. It's just that maybe he's like I sense that he's very nervous. When I read for him, I get this feeling of like, okay, I'm going to pull cards to see how he's in a relationship, how he is in this bond with her. He's unstable. He's unstable. He has the Eight of Wands, but he has the Four of Cups. He's a bit unstable and also like a bit like boring, like too traditional maybe. And she wants something different, and he's a bit like traditional. And he's always changing his mood, he's always changing. He's always nervous. Always nervous. He's nervous. Yes, very nervous. He's especially when he feels something, he gets very nervous. Actually, he's a nervous person as an overall. So, but at the same time, I think that he wants to have a stability in his love life. It's just that he feels like no one understands him, And actually, this experience here with the cards is like, or either he looks or he like feels attraction towards people that are very like somehow they make him feel inferior, or maybe because of the age difference she makes him feel like, oh, you're not good enough for me. But probably he feels attracted to that, to that sort of like Nuna kind of. Yeah. But he's a bit childish, yes. He's a bit childish. And the more he's interested in someone, the weirder he acts. The more weird he gets. The more weird he gets. But well, that's Aquarius energy. Oh, yes. Okay, let's move on to Johnny. Johnny. Oh, yeah, the death card, King of Wands, the Magician, and the Tower. Very powerful cards. Very powerful cards. Definitely, there's a transformation in him for this year. There's a transformation. Probably he's going to have much more opportunity to shine. Like, yeah. Like, this guy is very ambitious. He definitely wants this year to be his year. He probably wants like to be more exposed. He wants to show more daring side. Also, he has like high expectations for himself. Definitely, I sense that he is a very well. He's very intelligent, but his perception of himself is very high. It's very like he really, really, really like loves himself. Um, but I think that one thing that he has to learn here with the Magician and the Tower is that he has to learn to be a bit more humble. And this is the lesson, this is the challenge for him this year, that something about the way he had been presenting himself has to die. So I don't know if maybe during this year probably he will get some unwanted attention, in the sense that he could potentially say something and people like not being so happy about it, like him actually, or doing something on camera and people criticizing it, and him having to rebuild his image again. So definitely all these cards talk about, this very strong need of rebirth for his image. Definitely we know he's a very like a passionate guy. Definitely he loves himself. This is the reality. He loves himself. It's just that probably the way he has been like expressing himself, probably being a foreigner, and to talk with different languages, using different languages, he could like potentially get into like a misunderstanding. Oh, he said this and the translation said something else, so he should watch out a lot about not getting too much attention to himself, especially talking about things that he doesn't know, and just like pretending that he knows it, because the Magician is a card that is very mercurial. It's very mercurial. You see, it's like the salesperson, it's like this spokesperson. He knows everything, and um yeah, he should like, he should watch out. He should watch out because he could say something wrong, and eventually, his career could fall a bit, or his image could be ruined a bit. So, he has the full card. This is very Aquarius. So he needs a rebirth. He needs to rebrand himself. Like he cannot continue being this, because I don't know if, I mean, I love Johnny. I find Johnny hilarious, but probably I don't know if he will say something sensitive, and people will get like on his bad side. People will be very offended or something. So he better should like stay humble. Yes, the Tower card. Yes, is impressive. So really he should like, and probably this could also cause fiction among the members. because we are like, oh, this could be like only because between him and the audience, or how the audience perceive him. I think that is this is also internal. He could have a few issues with some of the members about the way he says things. Probably he needs to be different. He needs to, not be so mercurial. No, do not like, hush a bit that moon in Gemini that you have, because it's going to get you into trouble. It's going to get you into trouble, and it's going to make things difficult. Probably he talks too much, or he tries to be like too funny about certain situation, and people just not liking it. People being like, So he has to reinvent himself. He has to be a bit more humble, and not so much, like. And probably, who knows, because he has, the death card next to the King of Wands. Probably, actually, maybe, uh, being that communicative, or being ironic, or being intelligent, or being perceived as witty, maybe it's not his real self. Maybe it's part of a concept that he's playing. So somehow, with the death card being the first card, it's like, come on, let's like remove the mask. Like, you don't need to do too much. Like, just you can like transform your image. Maybe you can like become like wiser this year, like maybe a bit more quiet, or try another concept. Or maybe he's a bit tired of being always like the funny guy, or the guy with the funny remarks. But this could be learned the hard way also. Maybe, like I mentioned, probably he could say something that could like offend people, and then him realizing that, oh, maybe this, I cannot keep doing this. Okay, let's move on to Valentine's boy, Chehyun. Chehyun has the Ten of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, the Lovers. Look at this Lovers card. Look at this Lover card. It's to um, it's to like an old couple. An old couple, and here it's the family tree with the names of all the family members. Their children, their grandchildren. This Lover card is beautiful. And he has the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, like Solji. Solji also started the reading with the Ten of Swords. So somehow he also comes from a period where he felt very sorry for himself. Actually, I think that these idols, sometimes they go through a lot of hardships mentally. Sometimes they get stuck in this feeling very sorry for themselves, and actually feeling not entirely happy about who they are or where they are. But all this feeling not so good about himself, or actually like feeling a bit like empty inside, like a bit tired, like a bit like, oh, I need something else. Here with this Eight of Pentacles, I see him like reflecting a lot on himself, and being like, okay, one day at a time. not pushing himself to, okay, like I'm better, I'm doing better. No, like one day at a time. I want to, this is very Moon in Taurus, I want to enjoy the now. I want to take it slow. I want to heal at my own pace. I want to be able to appreciate the small opportunities or the brief moments of happiness that I can get. Like this is like he understands that for him it's the little things that make him happy. So probably you will notice that he will become a bit more reserved. He is reserved, but a bit more like contemplative, contemplating his life, reflecting, like trying to connect with feeling something. I think that he's trying to find happiness. But I think that this guy feels very lonely. He feels very lonely. I think he needs a partner. I usually don't take like the lovers card as as lovers because it's about making a choice, making a decision, like choosing, and about two possibilities. But since this is here, we have this couple. I think that he definitely wants this. He wants to grow old with someone. He's thinking about this. He's thinking about his romantic future. He's like, I suck at being alone. Like it seems like life advances too slowly for him when he's by himself. But I think that it's not that he doesn't have opportunities, it's that he always like pushes away potential partners because he doesn't want to feel invaded by them. But very inside of himself, he craves intimacy and he craves, yeah. I'm available if he's looking. I'm available. Uh, yeah, and he in this card, the Six of Pentacles, that is the card of success, is the card of the Moon in Taurus. It's about slowly making progress. Slowly making progress. So I think that he is, he's like, okay, I have to be better because I think I'm ready for love. I'm ready for commitment. I'm ready to. He doesn't want to be. Let's ask if there's someone in particular that he's thinking about when he thinks, or if he just thinks about a potential partner. That's all. He got the moon card. So definitely he had someone in the past, but he spoiled it. He had the moon card. So probably he's feeling a bit guilty, reflecting that he didn't, because I sense that he's very slow. He's very slow at making a move. Like really, like very. You want a Moon in Taurus, you have to get ready for their slowness. If you see here, these two cards. You see the elephants walking together, making progress, advancing. And you see these people also like climbing, like advancing on the road. This is his emotional process. For him it's all slow paced. He gets there eventually, and I think that he's realizing a lot of things about himself as he is like advancing. But yeah, probably it's annoying to be on the receiving side, because you're like, okay, when are you going to realize that you miss me or that you want me in your life? Like, how long is it going to take? Like, come on, like, we are not young forever. Like, ask me out already. So he has to fix a few things about himself, but he's slowly, he's getting there. And probably he's feeling romantic. Probably he also like or either watches movies or, when you go through these moments where you feel very lonely in your life, in your dating life, you have no one, and you start seeing couples everywhere. I think that the same thing is happening to him. It's like, oh my god. Is this a sign? This is so annoying. I don't want to be here. Okay, let's pull some cards for Jungwoo. But sometimes I think that he's a Pisces, but no, they told me that he's an Aquarius, a full Aquarius. Uh, he is an Aquarius, yes. King of Swords, Three of Cups, the Tower, and again, Eight of Pentacles, the Elephant. So, yeah, I think that yes, even though Jungwoo is an Aquarius, definitely I see the energy here. But he's also a very emotional, a very emotional kind of Aquarius. Um, he definitely is enjoying Latin America because I can see that here with the card of the Three of Cups. He's enjoying this. He's enjoying his moment. He's enjoying the moment. Look at this. He's like this, like in this near this waterfall, enjoying the nature, like breathing fresh air, like feeling the wind. He's feeling very connected to the nature, feeling very connected to the earth. He's feeling very abundant. He's feeling very blessed. He's like observing everything and also like taking in the experience. This is very different for him, and this is, I believe that he's like very with his antennas on, he's like, very perceptive, feeling very sensitive in the environment as well, but not sensitive like on defense, not sensitive like on alert, no, more like absorbing. Somehow he's like, like taking in the experience, and he's like, wow, I would want to live here. Look how abundant everything is here. The flowers, the air, the sun, everything is beautiful. He's really like, and he's not alone. He's sharing this with others because he has the Three of Cups. So it's not just his perception. But I think that he's like, getting a bit emotional feeling this. He's like, wow, like I'm really impressed by this, but in a very emotional way, and also feeling like the togetherness, feeling very like emotionally connected with the other members. It's not something that he's experiencing it by himself, but he's very present. His mind is very aware of everything that is going on around him, and his intuitive self as well, and he senses that the others are feeling emotional as well. So he's like, wow, hi Lilian. He's like, um, he's like absorbing everything. He feels like, he feels very lucky to be with the people that he's feeling emotionally connected to the members, and it doesn't feel like work. It feels like a vacation, actually. This is how he's living, this being in Latin America. He doesn't feel tired. He doesn't, I mean, even if he does feel tired, he's looking forward to get outside and just, like there's a sense of a very, he's feeling very emotional. And then we have the Tower, and then we have the Eight of Pentacles. So I think that when he has to go back to Korea, that I believe is going to be very soon, he's going to feel a bit like something is broken, because he's like, oh, this is not like what we experienced there. So he's also going to feel a bit like his energy is going to feel a bit slowed down. He could potentially like be a bit like sick in his body. He could be like, oh, it's jet lag. No, it's the change of energy. It's a change of energy. He's a very sensitive guy to energies. But since he's very used to be in the music industry, it's like he knows that he has to be ready to absorb it anyways. But being in this role, I don't know why I feel like he had been, for him it's like going to the jungle, going to the Amazonas. Somehow it felt like that. And I know he didn't want to know jungle in Latin America, but it feels like he became in touch with the real nature. So somehow Mother Nature touched him, like really like. So he has to go back to his regular life, and he's going to experience a bit of, like, oh, like again here, where everything is routinary, where everything is cold, where everything is so competitive, it's so hard, it's so tense. There's a lot of tension also in the building, in the streets, people worried, people like feeling very insecure all the time, like watching over your shoulders all the time, feeling like you have to protect yourself. He definitely is like, oh my. Um, but there could be someone that could come to his rescue. There could be someone that could come to somehow get him out of this very contemplative um, and a bit depressing like point of view. I have this Page of Pentacles. So this could be someone. This could be a special lady. An earth sign, probably. That they are going to resume things. They are going to, reconnect. And this is the reason that he needs to keep going, actually. I feel that for Jungwoo it's like this, he's a very professional guy. It's not, he doesn't regret anything. It's just that he has this very, like, emotional moment. He has these very emotional moments, and somehow he needs to have, probably he's very spiritual at the same time. So he needs this sort of, like, signs that something, someone or something that helps him move on, like carry on, because he is like, sometimes he does need a bit of a push from people around him, because he can get potentially a bit like nostalgic sometimes, and a bit too emotional. He's very sensitive. Yeah, but also it could be an Aquarius, because it does give me that probably out of all the Aquariuses that I read, probably Jungwoo is the one that is truly connected to the universe, to the whole community, to the world, to in a very expansive Piscean way, and probably his sun probably is in the 12th house, or he has a lot of planets in the 12th house, so heavy Pisces like influenced. But yeah, I believe that his perception is very it's very correct, but he's very sensitive. He's very sensitive. So definitely he's someone that he does need of others to lift him up, because he does go through these moments where actually emotions can somehow confuse him, even though they can like somehow like inspire him, they can also like he can get a bit lost in his emotionality and not being able to get out of that like intuition or of that spiritual space that he has. Okay, let's move on to TVSQ members, Juno and Chambin. I'm going to start with Juno. Here the nine of swords that I cannot show this picture because it's an animal in a very not good situation. He has a page of wands, 10 of cups, and the fool. So look at this baby of the fool. He's so cute. Um, Definitely for Juno, I think that he's going to have a very fulfilling year emotionally, probably, starting a relationship with someone, because I do get this, the 10 of cups and the fool. So, a very emotional new beginning for him. But at first, he's going to have to go through some situations of, yes, and actually, the people not liking this, actually. If I hope he doesn't reveal who he's dating, because the audience is not going to like it. I don't know if maybe because there's age differences, something in there is happening. But yes, people are very judgy. Um, Yeah, I don't know why I always get this. This guy has hidden enemies. Definitely, I think that he will have to watch his back. Definitely, he's very active. He knows he's very awake. Like he's a guy that he's very sharp at the same time. So I don't see him like actually suffering. Um, but yeah, there's people and I don't know if they want to blackmail him, like somehow trying to affect his career or his image, but he doesn't feel comfortable. Sometimes when he goes to sleep, he doesn't feel like he feels like he has to put extra effort to relax, like something is hunting him, something like that. But definitely he has no fear. Like he is not a fearful person. So whoever wants to talk bad about him or just like want to like make him feel guilty about something, he doesn't feel like regrets about anything. Actually, he's like he's very willing to move on. I think that this year is going to be a year of a lot of new projects, a lot of like new beginnings for him. But and he's going to be like very proud, like emotionally fulfilled. But I think that there's something about the audience not liking it. And I'm not talking about the fans because it's not the fans, it's the audience in general. It's like the audience, like, oh, why are you here? Or why are you doing here? Something like that, you know? So it's like, I think that at this time in his career, he probably doesn't like he doesn't care, honestly. But it seems like something when something good is happening to him, they want to destroy it. I don't know why. There's a lot of jealousy around this guy, but I think that for him, he is used to this, you know, and somehow he's a bit like numb to this. You know, he's like, whatever, like say what you want to say, like okay, you don't like me, I get it, but yeah, like I'm going to fulfill my dreams and my expectations anyway. So, you know, I think I heard that rumor here outside here, the Lucas, can you, because my boy K has to release his and then he have to, so I don't see how. Super M, I heard something can take a Super M, a kind of NCTU group where members vary. That's a pretty good idea. And to bring older groups like TVSQ. Yeah, there's something also about the age. You know, this is why I get these cards of like him having to defend himself, you know, or actually people being rude towards him. I think that probably it has to do with people just like always pulling the age card, you know, like okay, like oh, you're too old for this, you know, oh, you had your moment, that's it, like go back to your house. And he's like, what do you mean by that? Like I can still perform, like I can still work. For me, I mean, for him, his career is not over, like it actually it's just starting. So, you know, I think that's maybe the age thing as well, getting a lot of like comments, hateful comments, or you know, people being mean, you know. Going to pull cards to see if he could potentially be in Super M. He has the four of swords and the page of cups. So yeah, there could have been like a talk about this, but I think that things are not moving actually. They definitely want him to be associated with this project or something similar. They definitely have like, they want him in some kind of project for this year. But, or like, the way they are offering this to him, it's very vague, it's very slow, it's stuck. So I think that maybe it's like, yes, a proposition, but it's not clear. It's not, there's not much moving here. Actually, there's a lot of stagnation. There's not much moving. So I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's pull some cards for Chanmin. Oh, Chanmin is so so cute. Look at the first card that he got. The Two of Cups. So he is a family guy. He definitely is like a family. Look at these Two of Cups. It's so cute. Wheel of Fortune. Queen, King of Cups. And Seven of Pentacles. So, does anyone know if he wants... how many children does he has? He has one, right? Why does this guy feel like a failure, like for a father? Mm. You know, this is sad actually. I don't know why I'm getting that they were expecting for like another pregnancy, and probably there's going to be a miscarriage or something like that. Yeah, because he feels like a failure, like he failed at something. And this is not about other people, you know, in the relationship. No, it's about, you know, like a normal evolution of part of being a couple, you know. Yeah. Yeah, because he has the cards of the Seven of Pentacles, and that is, in this deck, is the card of failure. And I pulled an extra card, and he got the card of death. So it could literally mean like maybe he wants to expand his family, maybe like this is his vision, because he is a family guy. He's a family man. Look, his priority is his connection with his family. It's just that, you know, they want to keep like the bond alive, in the sense that they probably want to procreate more, or they want to expand the family or move the family. You know, they want to have a dynamic relationship. You know, not just like settling down with, okay, this is what we have, and this is it. No, probably they want to keep like, you know, having a bigger family. And honestly, I think that he's very comfortable, like being a father, a family guy. I think that, like I said, for me, what represents is that actually his happiness is his family. Like probably this could also mean like you know, probably he has to work on some projects and actually not being very... I don't know. There's something he's looking forward to build, and it seems like it's not going. He's going through. He lost something. I don't know if they lost a baby or something like that. It's very sad actually, and he is a bit like sad about it. Actually, if you make him choose between his real family and his career, he would choose his family. Yeah. But he's too, like, like, yes, I get that he's married and everything, but I think that probably what the cards are telling me is that he's too invested in the family life. So yeah, maybe that could also, like, when it comes to work, maybe he's a bit too busy, or a bit, like, he has his priorities. Yeah, as a TVSQ member, he got the cards of the Eight of Wands and the Five of Wands. So there could be, like, this year some friction between themselves, like among them, like some conflict, like not seeing eye to eye in some things. So they will have to work on that this year, TVSQ, because I see conflict here. But it's not a very intense one. It's more like these arguments that come and go, because you do have the card of the Eight of Wands. Is an energy that is very, like, fast moving. It just happens. You just have an argument, it just happens. Yeah, it is because of the intermission of a female. So yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to pull the last cards for a former TVSQ member, Jehun. And then I'm going to rest, because I had been reading for a lot of people and I'm exhausted. Oh my. He got the Four of Wands, King of Swords, another Aquarius, Ten of Swords again. What's going on with the Ten of Swords in the Aquarius season? And the Star card. So, yeah, I think for Jehun, he is always thinking about ways to do better, and actually in his perception, like he feels he feels very passionate about his like definitely he feels very passionate about his work, and about the amount of identity that he puts. Definitely. But sometimes, yes, his mind is a bit like confused. Um, yeah, he's a very intelligent guy. He's a very intelligent guy, and he never stops working. But there are moments where he just like wait a second, guys, because I'm getting a call here, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know why it keeps appearing.